Hey, tribe. Have you been putting yourself at the bottom of your list lately and feeling like everything else comes before you instead of you putting yourself first so that you can show up better for others? Today, I want to talk about three simple ways that you can show up for yourself daily so that you can feel great about yourself, so that you can be the person that you're supposed to be, and so that you can have fulfillment before you start doing for others. So, let's dive in. So let's dive in. When we think about showing up for ourselves, we often forget about our daily routines. These are the things that we should be doing so that we can pour from a full cup and not an empty cup. And this is why having systems and routines are so important. When we begin to neglect those things that are actually on our list of to-dos and part of our routine, we miss out on filling ourselves up so that we can be prepared for others. And not just what we're doing for others, because if you're new here, one of the things that I'm always preaching about is that you got to love your neighbor as yourself, right? And to me, that means that you have to love yourself first so that you can give from an overflow place and not give from what you barely have. The reason why we resent people oftentimes, especially when they're asking for things, when we're feeling so depleted and exhausted, is because we have not taken the time to put ourselves first and make sure that we're putting things in place that continuously fills our cup. So this is why systems and routines are so important. If you haven't, I'll link it in the cards, but check out my video on the 5 systems that I talked about that has helped me to better my life and helped me to have more fulfillment in my daily routine, because these systems are things that we do not when we're motivated. A lot of times we're like, oh, I'm not motivated to do it. It's because you haven't made it a routine in your life. A lot of times you're not going to be motivated. I am not motivated all the time to work out, but I have to remind myself this is part of my routine. I have to remind myself of my goals. And because of that, it makes it so much easier for me to do it. And not only that, I know the end result, that I know I'm going to feel good after I finish this workout. I know that I'm going to feel good when I have drinking enough water for the day, things like that. So I just want to put that out there first before we talk about these things, because these 3 things are going to be things that you can add to your daily routine. It's going to make you feel great, and it's going to remind you that you need to be fulfilled in all these areas of your life, right? So let's dive in. The first way that you can show up for yourself is to move your body. I was just talking a little bit about that, but making sure that you're stretching, making sure that you're working out. We need that flexibility. We need our bodies to be their best selves, right? And truth be told, like, I work out because I enjoy it. You have to do things that you enjoy when you're working out, but also don't forget the stretching part. We definitely have to stretch for flexibility and so that we're not harming ourselves or getting hurt after these workouts. Especially if you do strenuous workouts, you want to make sure that you're moving your body, because moving your body not only has to do with your body, but your mind too. It helps stimulate your mind. It helps to clear some of the fog and helps you to think better. It get the juices flowing for your digestion and all of the things, right? So you want to make sure that one of the ways that you show up for yourself is to actually move your body. And don't think that, now I will say, yes, you do need to go outside. But if you're like me, I work out at home. I love Grow with Joe workouts. She's one of my favorites. She has a plethora of workouts. So if you are looking for workouts, I'll link a couple below. But something that I do is that I create a playlist for the month, that so that I know that I have some videos that I can just turn on just like that and get right into the workout. I usually put about 5 to 7 videos in there. I have some for those in between days where it's kind of like a work and rest day, or whatever they call it, like a move and rest day. But they're really short workouts, like maybe 10 minutes, just to get the blood flowing in the morning so that I'm feeling fresh, that I am awake. Because I don't know about y'all, working out wakes me up. So, like, I don't really care to do my workouts in the afternoon or the evening. I generally do mine in first thing in the morning. Like, even right now, I'm doing them before my devotional time so that I can go ahead and take my time in my devotional time, because after my devotional time, all I'll be thinking about is I want my coffee and I'm ready to eat. I don't want to be having that on my stomach before I work out. I work out fasted because that's just better for me. I don't really like having things on my stomach because it makes me nauseous. So, I will have like a protein, some type of protein, like a boost or something like that, after my workout, so that it'll take me through my devotional time. But it is really important to move your body. So make sure that one of the things that you add on is to move your body. Next, now that we've talked about body, let's talk about our mind. The next thing that you can do to show up for yourself is to make sure that you are journaling daily. Journaling is, you want to stimulate your mind daily. So journaling is a great way to express yourself. Y'all know I am huge about journaling. It's a great way to kind of brain dump and get everything out of your mind. If you're like me, what I've noticed lately is that I need to journal not only in the morning, but also in the evening time, because sometimes that kind of stuff can kind of weigh on you and it'll just be sitting on you and you haven't expressed it. So it's great to get the day off of you and journal in the evening time as well. So if you've been feeling cluttered in your mind and you like, I feel like I'm all over the place, not only is your space a reflection of what's going on in your mind, if your space is cluttered, then that means that your mind is cluttered, because our space reflects us, right? So you can clean up a little bit, but make sure that you're really journaling and make sure that you are reading. Pour back into yourself by reading a good book. It could be a nonfiction book. It can be a fiction book. It really doesn't matter. You want to pour back into yourself, because a lot of times we want to escape reality through TV and stuff like that. And next thing you know, you're going to be dreaming about that stuff. But for real, a great way to just kind of decompress is to have something good to read. So make sure that you are stimulating your mind by reading and cutting off the clutter of social media, because a lot of times we will doom scroll and we will be on Facebook, TikTok, all the things, YouTube, and all the stuff like that, watching everybody else do life while we're not doing ours. The next thing you know, comparison creeps in, and now you like, I got an attitude. Or, yes, it's fun to laugh and all the things, but you shouldn't look up and 2 hours done went by. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're stimulating your mind. So make sure that you're reading and journaling. And lastly, a great way that you can show up for yourself is to set yourself up for success the night before. I don't think we understand the power of planning and actually executing that plan so that we are prepared for the next day. I know for me, like, if I don't set out my workout clothes and my clothes for the next day, if I haven't thought about, okay, what are the meals for the day? Have I prepped that already? Because the last thing that you want to do is be stressed out about, now I'm rushing. Like, I can't stand rushing. I don't know about y'all. And I know y'all heard me say this numerous times, but it is so true. When you're rushing, you can't think straight. And then when you can't think straight, now you have opened up the room for a lot of error. And you don't want to make errors for no reason when you know that it'll take you 2 minutes the night before to pick out an outfit or pick out your workout outfit and just lay it out so that you're prepared. If you have snacks and you need to prepare for work, go ahead and prepare your lunch the night before. So that way, if your body says, look, baby, I need a little bit more sleep, you can actually sleep in a little bit because you're already prepared and you've allotted the amount of time that you needed to prepare for the next day. You did it the night before. So make sure that you are planning and actually executing and setting yourself up for success the night before. So I hope that these tips were helpful. I know that these were kind of simple. You know, sometimes we need to hear the simple things again because we really have to simplify our life. I think a lot of times that humans are just difficult. I don't know why. It's like if we're not doing 100 things, then it don't feel like we're doing nothing. You know what I mean? And really, life is not supposed to be like that. When you put yourself first and simplify the ways that you take care of yourself, it makes it easier for you to fill your cup back up. So even when you don't have the time, a lot of these things that we discuss, you can do them within 10 to 15 minutes if that's all the time that you have. So if you have a busy schedule, you can have, this is my minimal schedule and this is my maximal schedule. So like on a rest day where you don't have anything to do, you can take a lot of these activities and take an hour to do it. But on a really busy week or a holiday week, when you're preparing for like holidays like Thanksgiving and stuff like that, you can do all three of these within 10 minutes, and it'll be something that is still filling you up so you don't feel depleted and you don't feel like you're neglecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that that was helpful. Which tip was helpful for you? Let me know down in the comments. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to share this with somebody that you know needs to hear this, okay? So I love you guys to life. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video.